we are grateful and happy and thankful that you are here. And so without further ado, we're going to hear from, first of all, from the president, from Mr. Jeremy, and then from other folks who are going to benefit from this gift. So we'll start with Dr. Larry Robinson, the 12th president of FAMU.
Yeah, this is one of the few times in my professional life that I've been near speechless, but I find something to say. I mean, this is an incredible gift. You know, we talked about this several times. I think transformative is probably an understatement due to the impact it's going to have, and you get a little bit more of that when you hear from some of the places these dollars will be going. And so, Mr. Durami, as they're calling you out there on the internet, right? Thank you so much for this gift. Thank you for being a dear friend of Florida A&M University, allowing us to do some things that we only dreamed about being able to do just a few days ago. As you said to someone earlier, this is something that didn't happen overnight. We've been working on this for 6 months or so, and we appreciate your patience. But on the record, I want y'all to all know that the hardest part of this for me was not saying anything about it, right? I mean, that we signed an NDA agreement, and I lived up to that. My wife wants to divorce me because, you know, I didn't even tell her. But you know, that's how important it was. I kept telling my team, don't y'all mess this up. And that's the word I can use in this audience. But anyway, and you know, this has just been incredible. So I want to thank you, and you know, and your team and the team here, led by Dr. Shante Friday-Stroud and so many others. Ms. Simmons, thank you. She's really been the one who's put her arms around this and made it happen. And you know, I'm just so overwhelmed that I really can't. I have to go and think about this some more to sort of digest it, right? 237 million isn't something that we get here on a daily basis, yearly basis, century basis. But it is something that is going to make a huge difference in the life of this institution as a whole. So I just want to thank you for that. Thank you for being a great friend and supporter of this institution. I think there are other implications as well, because it would suggest to others that if you really want to make a difference, you know, in higher education and the lives of citizens around this nation, you know, HBCUs are good places to look, to good places to make those types of investments. And so thank you for that, and I am certain that others will follow. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. And now let's hear from the man himself, Mr. Gregory Jeremy, who's made this gift possible.
We hear throughout the day family at FAMU and family this and family that. And I'm here to tell you that everyone in this room has made me feel like a family member and brought me into their homes, in their car, brought me food, checked on me, gone over the speech multiple times and edit multiple times. And so I want to give a thanks to the president, of course, Ms. Simmons. I appreciate all your hard work. Dr. Friday, and your hard work. Ms. Sullivan, and your hard work. AD Sykes, for keeping everything hush-hush, and your hard work. And on behalf of our foundation, our trust, and our family, we're very honored to give this gift as the first token of our relationship with FAMU. And there's more to come over time. As we succeed and as we achieve our success, so shall FAMU.
Did you say token?
It's the biggest token ever. Can't fit that token in a pocket.
Can I, you know, point of, you know, privilege? You want me to? Oh, okay. As a point of privilege.
Together, nice to show.
Okay, thank you. As a point of privilege, I do want to invite the chair of the Florida A&M University Board of Trustees, Ms. Kristen Hopper, to say a few things as well. So if you would join us, Chair Hopper.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Mr. Jeremy. This is transformative. It is just almost unbelievable. I have to pinch myself just hearing about this and to think about the students that FAMU serves. Over 30% are first-generation college students, 60% Pell Grant eligible. And when Mr. President says that you can get anywhere from FAMU, and I think about your story and what you've been able to achieve, what you've been able to overcome, and this transformative gift that will make a difference in the lives of so many thousands of students, I'm literally holding back the tears right now. Thank you is not adequate enough for this small token. And we want more tokens.
Anybody else
So
got any
thank you
tokens
so
out
much.
there?
I don't have those kind of
I
tokens.
don't have those kind of tokens either, yeah, but it's been wonderful, so. All right.
So are you a graduate from Florida A&M?
I'm not.
When did you think about coming here with your donation? How did that come
I
about?
would say earlier last year, mid last year, we had some conversations, and I would say it was a smaller amount than this one. And then over the conversations, we let the university kind of give us an idea of what their needs were. And then we kind of homed on those needs, and then it came up with this dollar amount.
And so what might be some of the usage?
Well, you're going to hear a lot about that later, but I'll tell you the major categories is number one is first and foremost is student success, right? We have several of the individuals in this room, believe it or not, have $1 million endowments in their name, right, to go to direct student support initiatives. So that's thing number one, right? It's going to do a lot for students who have some disabilities, so to speak. A huge piece will be going there. And that's part of our student success initiative. We don't want any student who comes here to feel left out. We want to be able to provide for all of them, right? Whatever their needs are, right? From those who might consider themselves to be the best and the brightest scholars to those who might be on the edge of just barely being here because of the limitations that they might have financially, physically, or in some cases mentally. So we're going to really use these monies to make a hit at a number of areas that we've deliberately thought through over these last several months. There's a large piece for athletics, right? And I do recall, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I think it's like a $24 million just to redo the field house, right? And so that's an immediate need, and certainly will have a lasting impact on athletics, but there's so much more, and so, but just remember our primary focus here is on student success. Even in the things that you think about for athletics, people forget about the fact that they are students too. There are funds in there to support them being able to pursue NIL deals, all of those kinds of things that are in today's reality for student athletes, right? So we don't want to leave them out. So that's my point is, we've looked at all of the key areas of the institution, linked those to our strategic plan, boldly striking, and we're investing in places that are going to allow us to fulfill the goals and objectives of that plan.
For you to be able to give this kind of investment into the university community, what does it really mean to you to see how impactful it already is for people just hearing the news? But for you, how impactful is it to see this go to work?
I think when you look at, I'm a businessman, so when you look at investing, and this is investing in the student success, as the president said, you want to make the most, and you want to get the most on your ROI, return on your investment. And so when we looked at this gift, and all of us went through the categories of where the funds are going to, I think at the end of the day, the ROI is going to be probably the best ROI I've ever done, and I'm pretty good at ROIs.
Thank you.
And did you mention that the amount is already like in the Family Foundation's account?
It is, and I'll let Dr. Friday speak to that.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Shante Friday Stroud, who is the Vice President for Advancement, but also the Dean of the School of Business.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, Mr. Jeremy and the trust, the Batterson Trust, they have already transferred the stocks to our account, and so we hold the certificates for those stocks. Yes.
In the amount?
In the amount
indicated here.
indicated here, yes.
And like during the meetings that took place to like make this a reality, was there like, has there been any money designated to specific programs yet?
So there are probably 5 pages worth of, it's not probably, there are 5 pages worth of areas on campus where the dollars will go. Dr. Robinson highlighted a couple of those areas. There's one for every category of the 5 strategic priorities in our boldly striking strategic plan. There's some for athletics, there's some for CEDAR, there's some for entrepreneurship, there's some for College of Agriculture and Food Sciences, there's some for the School of Nursing. So those pretty much encapsulate.
The School of Business and Industry, don't forget about yourself. You know.
Well, it's really not specifically, but the
I'll take it.
entrepreneurship.
We'll-
And then there's some that's president, as well as general university support. So enough categories that they are restricted, but some flexibility within those restricted accounts.
You mentioned the size of this was, helped your endowment so much. I mean, percentages were pretty
So
interesting when you mentioned.
some of the funds will be in endowed accounts, and then other funds will be in expendable accounts. And so pretty much for every one of the areas mentioned, there will be a component that's endowed. And the great thing about that is those dollars themselves will stay there, but it will be the interest earnings that in perpetuity will give those areas dollars to operate with. But then there will also be those that are expendable. And those expendable areas, we have identified some of the uses for what those expendable items will be.
So this is what I was trying to put in perspective in my remarks during commencement, is that our current endowment values is somewhere around 150 million. Okay,
160.
yeah, 160. You know, due to some wise investments and market trends, and put that in comparison to this gift. Is what I was thinking. This is $100 million. I mean, more than our endowment near about, and so it's a huge. Can we say it one more time? Transformative gift. Right?
As I said, beyond transformative.
Beyond transformative, right? So.
It's wonderful. And what about the belt buckle?
That was
Well,
my fault. We didn't-
the problem is I'm gonna now have to report the belt buckle because there's a $25 limit. I don't know what it is, but anyway, $50 limit. So I will have to report it, but I'm still gonna wear it. Yeah. So.